computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at
it. Hello, and welcome to episode 124 of Life Through a Prism with your host, Rob Tierney. In this podcast, we may look at LGBTQIA+, disability or pop culture. In this episode, we're going to look at pop culture from an article on the parkplace.com entitled New James Bond Game 007 First Light Promises Modern Values, claims old school Bond would be tone deaf today. Written by Trevor, dated 30th of December 2025. The upcoming 007 First Light was ranked among the most anticipated video games of 2026. However, recent remarks from IO Interactive have raised concerns that the final product will be James Bond in name only. We reflect modern values, Cinematics director Martin Emborg told Monstervine, so it's not going to be your old school Bond. Fans of the Bond character have followed the iconic spy for decades, as he originally was, a womanizing, globe-trotting, cold-blooded killer who remained cool under pressure, was never designed to be a role model, but he never failed to be interesting, in large part because he always ran counter to civilized society. Suggesting that an old-school Bond would be quote-unquote tone-deaf in this day, and granting permission to modernise him may instead provide a licence to kill interest. The Bond fan base. Emborg mentioned that Bond has evolved through the decades, while likely no one could disagree that the Bond in the novels is as unique as the different portrayals of the various actors who brought him to life in the movies. The character has generally remained the same. As film critic Christian Toto noted, in the lead up to 2021's No Time to Die, one reason Bond endures, both as a franchise and pop culture institution, is that he hasn't changed dramatically with the times, he added. Bond has built a core following since 1962. Why would any film studio, actress or marketer try to distance itself from that fan base, if not insult it directly? That question is just as relevant now for 007 First Light, as it was for the last film over 5 years ago, suggesting that the core audience should be ashamed of itself for enjoying the character as he was originally presented for decades is unlikely to change many minds. Quote-unquote modern values are effervescent. Bond, through all his iterations, has traditionally remained unchanged. The audience that both wants to play Bond in a video game and holds to modern values arguably does not exist. When Bond stopped being Bond. 007 First Light is described as a Bond origin story and will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2 and PC on May 27, 2026. IO Interactive says that it's their most ambitious project to date and delayed the launch by 2 months to further polish and refine the gameplay experience. There's little doubt that it will be a technically impressive game, but the lingering question is if it will be true to the Bond character. Right now, all signs indicate that it will not. As this is an unofficially licensed game, it suggests this is how the character is being reshaped for all future projects, not just games but also movies. Unfortunately, a soft and polished Bond, not the blunt instrument created by Ian Fleming, isn't interesting and isn't really Bond. Perhaps someday, James Bond will return. My thoughts. I'm allowed to have an opinion just as you are. It has really been a very degrading last decade or so for our fiction heroes. Someone in a bubble in Hollywood decided to butcher the franchises that have been successful and printed money for the film industry, and now it is seeping, and has been seeping for quite some time. For me, I don't want to be told what I should watch and listen, because someone may think I'm a bad person for not enjoying the version that is trying to be proselytised by Hollywood elites. Characters like James Bond have been popular for a reason. Readers and movie watchers of all types enjoy stories. How to kill a franchise, modernise it so no one watches it. What do you think? Should James Bond have quote-unquote modern values? Would love to hear your thoughts. Let's have a conversation. Till next time, take care and bye for now. Bye.